back to my channel. My name is Crystal Arguello. Welcome to Crystal's Copia, where we live a life of abundance. That means a lot. So I'm so glad you're here today. I'm gonna give you 7 tips that are gonna help you to maximize that information and to implement it into your life. So if that's something that you're into, just keep watching. Whether that's a book, a seminar, a training, whatever it is, these tips are gonna help you to get the most out of it. So, on to the video. First thing I'm gonna tell you is to take notes, but I wanna be very specific in the kind of notes that you are taking. I want you to take shorthand notes from the lecture, audiobook, training book, whatever it is. I want you to take shorthand notes. I don't want you to highlight. I also don't want you to record the entire thing. This is where a lot of people kind of get off track, or typing or putting them on your phone. No, you need to physically write them down. There is a connection in our brain that when we write things, we physically write things, that we are more likely to remember them. Now, some people say, well, I'm a slow writer, so I need to type because it's faster. I'm telling you, it's better that you're engaged in what's going on and taking maybe shorthand notes than it is for you to try to catch every single word and you're mindlessly typing it and then you're not actually retaining any of the information. So write down what they're saying in your own words, in your own shorthand, so that you can actually absorb the information that's coming in. This is especially important if you're doing like an audiobook or a book. If you're listening if you're listening to this in your car, or maybe when you're driving, this is something that you can do maybe at the end of the day or the end of the workout or the drive. Just kind of jot down what you got out of it. This is really, really powerful, and you're gonna get a lot more out of the book if you take the time to take a few notes. Second thing is on that same piece of paper, what I like to do when I'm in a seminar, because we take a lot of seminars, a lot of trainings, we love personal development and improving ourselves. We live for it. One thing that I do is on that same notes page, I will draw a box in the top right hand corner. Now you can do this anywhere you want, but that's where I put actionable steps. So things that I want to implement and things that I actually need to go do, or that I've learned from the book that I need to go do, go into that box. This is also a good place. If you're like me, you're a little bit all over the place. And so when I'm listening to a training or maybe watching a speaker, I'll think of things like, oh yeah, I need to order that thing off Amazon. And so instead of holding on to that and like letting it distract me, I will put that up in the actionable steps, just because it's out of my mind then, and I can focus on what I need to be focusing on, which is the training. That's the second thing. Take notes in your own words, and then also create a little section on that notepad or notebook, whatever you want, for actionable items that you're gonna go implement. The third thing on my list is to shut up. This is a big one. We've all been to either in high school or college or a training where somebody raises her hand, Sally raises her hand, and she says, but what about this? And it's like this totally crazy scenario that would never in a million years happen. But guess what? It happened to Sally, and she's gonna tell you in 15 minutes how it happened, why it happened, or disproving whatever topic they're talking about. And it is so unhelpful. You were not there as the speaker. You're there to learn. So if you have a question, keep it short. And if you have a unique situation, do not waste the time of the entire room talking about this unique situation. This is something that you can talk about later. Also, these trainings are not a time for you to brag about whatever accomplishments you had. If that's the case, become a speaker, start a channel, do something that people will want to listen to you tell about your experience. But that's not the time or the place to do it. So please, on behalf of the entire class, zip your lips. You're there to learn. You're there to listen. Wait with your anecdotes and stories for another time. I'm not saying don't ask questions. Ask questions if you have questions. Just don't go off on a tangent. Fourth thing on my list is to engage on other platforms. So if you find an author that you really enjoy their book, maybe follow them on their social media platforms. If it's a speaker, maybe they also have a YouTube channel that you can watch. Things like that. You're going to get a lot of information from those other outlets, especially if it's something that you want to constantly be reminded of. Like maybe it's a personal development program and you want to be plugged into their trainings, their email list, their newsletters, things like that. It's a great way for you to really dive into the topic and to be reminded and exposed to their other information, other outlets. Check out their other platforms, whether it's social media, email, other trainings, things like that. Fifth thing on my list is to review the material. After I get done with a seminar, usually at the end of the day, I'll kind of just go over my notes, I'll go over my action steps, just to kind of give myself a little refresher. It's important to look back over it, not to take great notes and then never see them again. That's not gonna do you any good. The sixth thing on my list is to implement the things that you're learning in the training right away. It's so important. I think some of us overanalyze, or we, analysis paralysis things to death, and it's important just to start implementing those things right away, because that's where you're gonna get the most action. The biggest difference between high achievers and a wealthy people and high producers are they just take action. That is such a big issue I see with people that are just so afraid to take action, and that's where you end up staying in your comfort zone, and that's where you don't continue to grow, you don't continue to increase your income, increase your circle. You have to be willing to push yourself, and implementing those things that you've learned is the best way to do it, because that's the point. That's why you're there for the training, is to learn these tools. So now take them home, use them. My seventh and final step is to review again. So You got done with the training, you looked over your notes, you implemented all the things. Now it's been a month, maybe it's been 2 months. Time out, go back through those notes again, because we all know you watch a movie, ha ha ha, it's good. You watch it again, you see another part you missed. It's the same thing with books, it's the same thing with training. So if you have a book that you're like, wow, this book really impacted my life, it was exactly what I needed at the time, I've gotten so much out of it, I encourage you to go back and read that book again or listen to it again, because you will be shocked at what you get out of it the second, third, fourth time. Compound Effect by Darren Hardy is one of my favorite personal development books, and I bet I listened to it in the car 30 times. I just would listen to it whenever there wasn't anything else to listen to, and I just loved it. I got something new out of it every time, because when you're at a different place, you're ready for a different piece. But review it over again, because you're gonna get more out of it the second, third, fourth time. So those are my 7 tips on getting the most out of your training or personal development. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Helps me out so much. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, because you're trying to better yourself. Same, guys, I'm here for you. I'm here to teach you all the things that are gonna help you maximize your life, live a life of abundance. So thank you for going on this journey with me. I appreciate you so much. Have an awesome day. Bye.